A little bit of silence there. Sorry about that. We were just getting all organised. Mics on. Diane, thank you for joining me. I do apologise. We were supposed to do this chat during Volunteers Week. I had planned to have you here during Volunteers Week, but unfortunately all plans don't always go well, do they?
No, they don't.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you for being here. We're actually talking about cycling with our age.
That's right.
And it's actually an international, it's a global phenomenon, isn't it?
It sure is. It started in Copenhagen in 2012.
Yep.
And it's now worldwide. Came to us Australia in 2016 and to Rockingham in 2018.
And you provide such a great service to the community. Can you tell us a little bit about what that service is?
We take elderly people who can't ride, disabled, for rides on our trishaw, mainly along the foreshore at Rockingham, but we also go along the foreshore at Shoalwater and behind the Autumn Centre opposite Gracehaven Nursing Home, around the lake there.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about the trishaw bike? What is it?
It's a bike that obviously has 3 wheels. It's an e-bike, so it's got a small motor on it. Two passengers sit on the front, which is
the best view.
The best view, and safe. You know, they've got seat belts and it's quite safe. And the rider, sits at the back.
Yep. So we're actually here because you guys need more volunteers, don't you?
Yes, we're completely run by volunteers. It's not it's an unpaid service, so it's a free ride. We're completely run by volunteers. We've got a committee of about 8 people. And we have about 15 active pilots. So none of us get paid. We all do it for the joy of taking these people out for rides.
Now, volunteering, it is about, people providing their time for the benefit of others. But the follow-on effect from that is actually it improves volunteers' well-being too, doesn't it?
Enormously. The volunteers get so much pleasure out of taking these people out of nursing homes. Some of them don't have many visitors. It's just wonderful to see how much joy we're bringing to these people. So
do you offer training to the pilots?
Yes, there is a training session. Takes about 2 to 3 hours. We go through the process of cleaning the bike for COVID, for putting passengers on it, helping passengers on and off, and operating the bike. Also where to go and what routes to take.
Yeah, and we've got some beautiful coastline, so it would be a very enjoyable experience, wouldn't it?
It is lovely. We do a lot from the foreshore in Rockingham, meeting at the new at the end of Railway Terrace, and we go up towards Point Perrin or up the opposite way towards the wheat silos.
Can you describe, the feeling that some of the elderly get or that they get once they've finished a ride?
Well, I'll give you an example. We had a group come over from Armidale actually, and a group of senior citizens, and a couple of the ladies said, no, there's no way you'll get me on this bike. Anyway, we convinced her to have a ride. She didn't want to get off. She wanted to go again and again, and she wanted to come back next week. So they absolutely love it. We've had a gentleman who had a stroke and was a very active man before he had the stroke, and he thoroughly enjoyed being out and about on the push bike that he wasn't able to ride anymore.
Because it provides that connection back to the community, but also to the incredible outdoors as well, isn't it?
Well, it's just beautiful along that foreshore.
Yeah.
And at the end of the ride, we take them onto the I don't know what it's called,
the lookout.
The lookout, that's the word. And look out over the beach and over the foreshore, over the Coburn Sound, and they just absolutely love it.
Fresh air is always good for us, isn't it?
Yeah, well, a lot of these people, and particularly with COVID, which has shut us down a bit, but they've been locked in these nursing homes or locked in home. So it's just wonderful to be able to take them out and give them a ride.
Now, if I was to come on board as a volunteer, what would be my commitment to you?
The commitment is as much or as little as you like. We have regular rides that we always need pilots for. The commitment is about a 4-hour turnaround.
Yep.
So by the time we get the bike out of the shed, get it going, get to where the ride is, do the ride, then get back and lock it away, you're looking at between 3 and 4 hours. And people are doing it once a month, once a week, whatever the volunteers can time that they can give us.
But there is such a demand for your service, isn't there?
Yes, there is, and there's things happening later in the year that we're going to need lots more pilots. So we're in
Maybe some new bikes, maybe?
Maybe.
Keep that under our hat. Keeping secrets.
That's right. So we are looking at training more volunteers. This time of the year we've lost some of our volunteers and they've taken off overseas and up north to the warm weather.
And volunteers, they're changeable, aren't they? They're always rotating.
That's right. So we can lock in a day for them. We've got one chap who does a regular Friday morning every week, and he enjoys that. He goes down to the foreshore and what we call a community ride. So you don't need to book in, you just front up at the foreshore and go for a ride. And that's his weekly volunteer position. But some only just do when we are in need of a pilot or they've got a few hours to spare.
So if you're listening out there and you've got some time spare and you want to give, because it is about giving, but it's also about receiving, because you actually do get such a good feeling out of helping people. And it's actually one of the keys to happiness, I found out. It's about what you give, because you actually get a lot more from it. How do people go about contacting you, Diane?
We have a Facebook page, which is called Cycling Without Age Rockingham, and there are contact numbers there. Or you can just Google Cycling Without Age and the page will come up and you'll get our contact details.
Outstanding service. To have it here is amazing, and the fact that you're doing so much good and connecting some of our elderly people, getting them out of the old age homes and connecting them with our beautiful environment we have in Rockingham. I thank you so much for coming in here and sharing it. And volunteers, come on, we need you.
And also, I don't know whether I can do this, but I'd like to thank our
Please
sponsors.
do.
Without the sponsors who are helping purchase bikes, running costs, we wouldn't be able to continue.
Tell me who they are.
Okay, I will. It's the City of Rockingham, a Heaney Business Group, Rockingham Bowling Club, Madeline King, Bendigo Bank, Rotary Club Palm Beach, Baptist Care, APMS Engineering, Michelle Wyndham, Social Media.
Oh, I've met Michelle recently. Gosh, she's a lovely lady, isn't she?
She is, yeah.
I'm looking forward to maybe getting her in the studio one day. She's doing good throughout the community.
She helps us out with our Facebook page, and she's also a pilot.
Yeah, is she?
Yes. So
no wonder she looks so fit.
Yeah, well, without these sponsors, we wouldn't be able to continue, because there are running costs. You know, we're all fully covered with insurance. There's ongoing costs, and we rely on grants and donations and sponsors.
Yeah. Well, we did speak about you coming back in, because this is an ongoing thing. So
I'd love to come back. We've got things happening later in the year. We would love to announce it.
No problems. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay. We're going to listen to some music now, and we have Lauren Waitfer coming into the studio very soon. This is Green Day, Longview.